Hello! Welcome to another week with author E. Jamie. I just got back from my walk and a visit with my mom, who is going back to Portugal in a few days. So we were squeezing in one last visit before she goes. Um, but she's got her Canadian citizenship sort of done already, and her Canadian passport, her sort of dual blended immigrant passport kind of thing happening, but she's got that, and so yeah, we went to go meet her at a little cafe close by where I live. That the Brazilian cafe that is not really Brazilian food, but they have like awesome cheese danishes. So I got a couple of those, and we just sat and talked for a little bit, and that was very nice. The weather is beautiful outside today. It is, not, let's not get crazy. It's not quite spring yet, but it's cool out and the sun is out and it's lovely. Went after I said bye to my mom, went on my walk to the library that's closest by, because I also wanted to check out the free little library that's close by there, the new one that we've discovered. Um, and so let me just sort of show you what I got at the library. It was mostly to drop off stuff. I didn't really pick up much, but I did pick up this documentary, Hollywood, No Sex Please, and it's about just sort of censorship in Hollywood and all that stuff, and that just seems really, really interesting, so looking forward to that. And I did find a few little things at this free little library that doesn't always have stuff that I necessarily want, but I always go there to leave stuff, and people are taking it because the stuff I've left isn't there anymore. So that's really good, passing along books that will go to new homes. But I did pick up this little book by José Saramago, and it's The Tale of the Unknown Island. And when I mean little, I mean little. This is small. And it's because I have a book of his on my shelf, but it's in Portuguese, that was left over to me by my cousin that passed away, and I haven't been able to sort of read it yet, because while I understand Portuguese and I can speak it, can't quite mastered reading it for sort of long periods of time. And maybe I can do sort of little bits at a time and sort of make my way through it, but I haven't yet. But this one was a translation, so I'm looking forward to reading that. That was at the Free Little Library. And this one was also at the Free Little Library, and it's The Madonnas of Echo Park by Brando Skyhorse. And that's the insert cover. It's just a bunch of PR sort of quotes and review quotes. And I've heard this title before, but and yeah, it's about people living in an Los Angeles neighborhood, and I'm guessing sort of immigrants, Mexican Americans. So looking forward to that very, very much. So that's what I picked up today. Let me just give you some reading updates. Making my way through poetry of Pablo Neruda. Still loving it. I just love his voice, and just like the richness of his words, the language of the rhythm of his words. I am about a third into Lawrence Hill's The Book of Negroes, Very, very much loving this book so much. Definitely going to be reading more of this today. This is my at-home book. And I'm up to where Aminata is now. She's gotten off the ship, and she is at the indigo plantation with Georgia and um, Apple. I think the master's name is Appleby. And let me just say, I meant to talk about this before last week. Was it last week or did I read it in between then, so I couldn't have talked about it? But Fanta. We need to talk about Fanta. So the whole Fanta was very hella pregnant when she was taken, and she's on that boat with Aminata and all of them. And we have, what's her name? Sunu? The other one who she had a baby. She had a baby on the way. And so it was her and her baby that was taken. Fanta was hella pregnant. And she was just bitchy to Aminata from like the start. And you learned that it was because that she was supposed to be another wife for Fanta's husband. That's what she said. So she automatically like took an immediate dislike to this poor 11-year-old girl who has no control over shit. And so Aminata helps Fanta deliver her baby, and then Fanta decides that she's going to kill her baby. Now, okay, that wasn't what made me really despise this woman for all time, and we haven't seen her again. I don't think she ended up at the same plantation as Aminata, but if we ever see her again, I hope she gets eaten by a lion. Not because she killed her baby, because in a sort of beloved Toni Morrison kind of way, I can understand Fanta's mindset when she did that. No. Fanta kills the other woman's baby. Sulu or Suma, or I cannot remember her name. And it's bothering me that I cannot remember this poor woman's name. But Sanu. She kills Sanu's baby. I don't know if like in her like screwy little brain she was doing it for the same reason. That they don't know like what is they're going to be facing, and they didn't want their babies to suffer, or she didn't want their babies to suffer. So in her mind it was a mercy. And she kills this other Sanu's baby and like throws it into the water. Sanu, understandably, freaks the fuck out and jumps into the water to try and save her baby, and we are to assume that Sanu died with her baby. Now, I could understand Fanta doing it to her own baby, but to do that to another woman's baby? No. That is what made me definitely hate her and hope that she gets eaten by a lion. Because you can make that choice for your own baby. If Sanu decided that she was afraid of what her baby might face, either on this boat or wherever they were taking them, if she believed this is not going to be a good thing, I don't want my baby to suffer, whatever's going to happen when we get off this boat, so I'm going to kill my baby, It's horrific, but mothers have been known to do such things so that their children don't suffer. It's the same as like if you know that your baby is going to suffer, like if you're starving and you know that your baby's going to starve to death, to save him that, mothers have been known to kill their children to save them that prolonged sort of suffering. You don't make that choice for another woman. So I hope if we ever see Fanta again, I hope she dies. I hope she gets eaten by a fucking lion. I hate that bitch so very much. Who I love is Foma? I'm sorry, I am bad with the names. I am very much bad with the names, but the one who, like, he doesn't say much, he's just not quite right in the head. Famba. I love his poor, innocent ass. And I need him to, please, I need him to not die. I'm afraid that Famba's gonna die. And yeah, so right now we are on the plantation. We've met Georgia. I like Georgia so far. And yeah, so we're about a third of the way in, almost at that half mark, but not quite. Very much enjoying that. And I am, yeah, I'm just a smidge to the halfway point of From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm liking it. It's a bit jarring when she uses like present day sort of vernacular. Like, I can't explain sort of what I mean. Maybe like I should have marked the places of like what I mean, but just because it's fantasy romance, and it's set sort of in a, you know, different sort of world, and it's just jarring when she sort of uses kind of present day kind of sarcasm or like turns of phrase. So that's sort of not my favorite about it, but otherwise I'm enjoying it. Poppy has just gone into battle against this bunch of like craven, I don't know if this is what they were going for, but the way that they're described, they kind of look like Gollum looking things in my head. And Hawk, who is now her protector after poor Rylan died, R.I.P., has just realized that the girl that he made out with a little bit, who he knows is, you know, he recognized as the girl that he's now has to protect, or has volunteered to protect, or has been assigned to protect, is now a badass fighter. So he didn't know that before. And he is kind of teasing her about it, but he kind of seems like he lacks it. But at the same time, he's worried that she's going to be putting herself in all kinds of danger and shit, which I'm guessing she's going to be putting herself in all kinds of danger and shit. So that's sort of where we are. I do not like the Duke. I do not like him, but at all. And I don't know if the Duke and that Prince Castile guy is the same guy. But every time, like when I see that name Castile, I have a hard time not thinking Castiel from Supernatural, and I don't want to think that because this Prince Castile guy is supposedly not a nice boy, not a nice man. No. And I think it's the Duke. I'm not sure if I read that wrong, but yeah, I'm liking it so far. And on Audible, I started a new Audible, and let me just show. So having good luck with Audible so far. I mean, last month we had Spare by Prince Harry, and this month I am reading Karen Slaughter's Pieces of Her, which is supposedly a Netflix series as well. I should have checked that out and see if it's on there, because I think I'd like to watch that. But yeah, and I've heard things about Karen Slaughter, which sort of made me a little wary of her, not because people who I know who've read her books have loved her books, but they say she's very explicit when it comes to violence, and I haven't experienced that like too much in this, but I will say this book takes some turns. I am like, I don't think I'm even like halfway through yet. I think it's like I'm listening to it on something speed like 1.5, and I think I have like I'm almost halfway because on the 1.5 it's 10 hours, and it y'all this book takes some turns, and it's about a woman named Andy, and her mother has some secrets. Good Lord, that the snowball kind of starts. That kind of starts snowballing when they are both involved in this mass shooting that happens at a diner, and that sort of sets off the mystery because Mama does a little something in the diner to protect her daughter, but what Mama does raises some questions, and then there is a situation later where Andy protects her mother, and then that sets off a series of events, and now Andy is on the run, but she finds some stuff belonging to her mother that her mother had kept to help either herself or her daughter sort of down the line, but ended up having to help her daughter now. Yeah. Y'all. It's a little, it takes a little getting used to the point of view switches and the timeline switches, but, and it's sort of like once you get going in the groove of one timeline, it switches to another, and then you're like jarred because like you thought you were like in this like one person's point of view, but it turns out it's not the person, but is it the person? But how could it be the person if this thing that happened? So yeah, if again, I am not a mystery sort of fan as a rule, but I wanted, it was a free title that I was able to get on Audible, and I thought, you know, I've heard a lot about Karen Slaughter. This is a good opportunity to sort of try her out. And I'm liking it. The narrator is fantastic. I love her voice. I love the narrator's voice. I don't remember if it says it in the... Kathleen Early is the narrator. I really, really like her narrating voice. Is that Toni Collette? Toni Collette? Up here? Because I'm guessing like this is Andy. This is young Andy down there, and I'm guessing like that looks like Toni Collette. But let me tell you, I am enjoying that book. So yeah, that's sort of my reading update journey that's happening over the past couple of days since we last spoke. Um, I'm going to make some lunch. I have a packet of pulled pork, the St. Louis um, that comes in the bag, and then uh, boil the bag, and then you cook it sort of that way. And I'm gonna have that with I think some fries. And I also want to film my speed dating my TBR episode 5. Friday I might stay home that day. If the weather's really, really nice. No, but I really should stay home because I want to record my reaction for Hershey's Chocolate Kisses episode 55. And those episodes are always big boys. Those episodes are always like over 2 hours long. And that is a Turkish drama, but that's not the name of the show. I cannot pronounce the name of the show because I'm an ignorant Canadian girl. But it is Hercai. And it's episode 55. And yeah, that one always takes me longer because the episodes are long. So I'll see which day is the nicer day. If Friday is the nicer day, I might do the reaction tomorrow and then go out on Friday. We shall see. We shall see. But either way, I want to get some stuff done these days. One of these days. So, going to make my lunch. Going to read some more of Lawrence Hill's The Book of Negroes. And going to get some more editing done on my historical romance Wanted. I am almost done. Almost done. I think I have maybe like 2 or 3 chapters left. I think. We might finish that this week. We might finish editing that this week. Do that. Maybe watch some YouTube. Maybe watch some DVDs that I got from the library. Yeah, so just sort of get some editing stuff done. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, and I will talk to you guys later. Hello! So, just got back from my walk. Just got back and filmed my speed dating my TBR episode 5. So just did that, and went on my walk, and it's another lovely, lovely day. I mean, you can like see by like the lighting in here. That's just sun. The sun is out, and it's lovely. And I figured today was the best day to go because tomorrow we're getting snow again, and it's going to be colder. Um, and I figured, yeah, tomorrow will be the better day to film my reaction for Hershey's Chocolate Kisses episode 55. And again, that is not the name of the show. Ignorant Canadian Girl, Hercai. It is a Turkish drama. And so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be my stay-at-home day, because we're getting snow. Although, like, the past 2 snowstorms that we got in February and earlier this last week still hasn't melted away. It's melting, but hasn't melted away. On my last week off, or my last few days that I had off, I had wanted to go to the Toronto Reference Library because I heard that they had like a little bit of they had a sale rack there as well. And I wanted to go check it out, but I couldn't because snow. And then yesterday, after I was, towards the end of the day, I remembered that I had been disappointed that I wasn't going to be able to go to that reference library because of the snow. And so I figured, let me take advantage and go today. So I went, and they don't have a sale rack. They have a sale store. A little itty-bitty used bookstore nook inside the Toronto Reference Library. And it's so cool. I filmed a little bit of it. I didn't want to film like inside it because I always feel weird sort of doing that. But I sort of filmed like the doorway kind of thing of the sort of used bookstore. And it was so cool. And I'll show you a little bit of like what I got in there. But first I just want to do a little reading update of the Book of Negroes. Absolutely loving it. Appleby is a piece of shit. An utter piece of shit. A rapey piece of utter garbage. And I am glad that she is not with him anymore. That she got bought by Lindo, I think his name is. Yeah, that she is, she's moved to, where did they go? Did they go to California? I don't think they went to California. Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. So, and he seems a lot nicer, and his slaves seem to be treated a lot better. I felt so bad for Aminata because she and I cannot pronounce his name, but like she got married to a Shakura. She got secretly married to him because like they fell in love, and she ended up having a baby with him, and then frickin' Appleby found out, and of course was pissed, and but Chikura like isn't Appleby's slave, so he would kind of sneak over to see Aminata, and Appleby found out about the secret marriage, and he took Aminata's baby away. She named him after the father, and he took him and sold him to a different slave owner. And that whole scene was just horrible, horrible. And then she just kind of refused to work, no matter like how much he beat her, because she was in despair, she was inconsolable, and he ended up selling her to this Solomon Lindo, who is Jewish, and so it seems that her fortunes are turning, and hopefully she'll have like a better time of it. But yeah, I'm still not quite at the halfway mark. I'm almost there, But yeah, looking forward to reading more of that today. Going to get some more done on my historical romance Wanted. Get some more editing on that. And yeah, let me show you what I got at the Toronto Reference Library, the little bookstore that they have in there. It was so cool. And they also had sold DVDs there. And I got the second season of Beverly Hills 90210. I have the first, but yeah, they had it on sale there, and I was so excited because I have the first season, and I loved this show. Granted, the later seasons went a little bit off the rails, and I don't think every season had Luke Perry, who, rest in peace, our beloved Dylan McKay. But my favorite seasons were always the beginning seasons, and the episodes where he like popped back up. So yeah, definitely looking forward to making the journey. So very excited that I got that. And a Lorraine Heath, Midnight Pleasures with a Scoundrel. I adore Lorraine Heath. And it doesn't have an insert cover, but this back cover, y'all. Yeah. Historical romance, obviously. I love Lorraine Heath's books. There's a very nice, like, emotional punch to, like, all of her historical romances. Really, really enjoy her stuff. And I got another Kathleen E. Woodiwiss, So Worthy My Love. And the cover is just so pretty. And I have the Flame and the Flower on there somewhere to do a sort of reading log for. So looking forward to that. And finally, for my classic, I got Edith Wharton's Ethan Frome and Summer. And so it's two of her books, and this one is just, there's no jacket cover. It's just that. It's just black. And I heard that Ethan Frome is very depressing, but it's two of her novels in here. Ethan Frome and Summer. So those are my classics. So looking forward to that. And I definitely wanted to get more sort of in there, but I restricted myself. I restricted myself to just those 4 things. So 3 books and a DVD. And I would like to point out, and again, it's not about the money, it's about the space, girl. You don't have the space, but it just tickles me that these 4 total $4. $4. And I always like the fact that I am supporting my local library. So that gives me a nice little feeling of goodness that I'm doing that. So that's what I got. And yeah, so for the rest of the day, I'm going to go make my lunch and gonna do some editing and do some more reading, and sort of watch maybe some YouTube or something, and maybe watch something, one of my DVDs. Not sure yet what I want to watch, but yeah, and tomorrow is definitely going to be a stay-at-home day, where I'll be doing my reaction for episode 55 of my Turkish drama. So, I don't think I'm going to film anything tomorrow, like in terms of like vlogging, but so this will probably be it for this week, and yeah, I will talk to you guys next time.